Before Africa became a continent with 54 countries, there was once a powerful kingdom in Africa that made so much wealth through war and slave trade. The most interesting part about this kingdom is that they had a real-life all-female army, just like the Amazons of Wonder Woman. These women went to war, led battles, conquered slaves, and protected their kingdom. Now the story starts around the 1700s with three royal brothers who once lived in a kingdom called Alada. It was located in the present-day African country called Benin Republic. These three brothers were fighting over the throne after their father has just died. Their kingdom, on the other hand, got wealthy through Dahomey. Dahomey surprisingly became successful. It grew into one of the most feared kingdoms in West Africa, called the Kingdom of Dahomey. After Do Aklin's death, his grandson Webaja took over. He was smart and very ambitious. He organized Dahomey into a powerful state with strong armies and loyal followers. After he died, the kingdom of Dahomey witnessed yet another king called Agaja. This particular king made Dahomey famous across the entire coast. Agaja wanted weapons and power, and he knew exactly how to get them. And how was he going to get them? Through European traders on the coast who exchanged guns for slaves. With these guns, he could conquer more kingdoms, obtain more slaves, sell them to Europe, and get more powerful stuff. But there was a problem. Two kingdoms stood in his way of gaining access to these European traders. The kingdom of Alada, his ancestral kingdom, and the kingdom of Waida. So Agbaja just thought, I am going to unalive them all. And he went to war. In 1724, he conquered Alada, and 3 years later, he conquered Waida. And finally, he had direct access to the European slave trade. From then on, Dahomey sold slaves directly to Europe, and the kingdom grew fast with slavery as its engines. Every year, Dahomey warriors raided nearby villages and kingdoms, capturing men, women, and children, selling them to Europeans in exchange for weapons and forcing them to work the king's plantation. But one day, Agbaja later dies and his regime goes by. Then came other kings like Tebesu, Bengla, and Agonglo. They made Dahomey richer, more organized, and more feared. King Geso restructured the army, boosted trade, and strengthened the monarchy. He even stopped paying tribute to the mighty Yoruba kingdom of Oyo, freeing Dahomey from years of humiliation. But his most famous legacy was the creation of an all-female army called the Agojie, but the Europeans knew them as the Dahomey Amazons. These women trained harder than most men. They climbed walls lined with thorns, learned to kill without fear, and fought with machetes, rifles, and spears. They were sworn to celibacy, forbidden to marry or bear children. Their only duty was to the king. They called themselves Maino, meaning our mothers. They guarded the king, led battles, and marched into war with chants. But beyond the bravery and glory was a dark truth. Dahomey's power was built under human lives. They raided smaller tribes, captured their people, and sold them to the Europeans. The slave trade brought them unimaginable wealth until it was abolished. By the 1840s, Britain and other powers had begun to end the Atlantic slave trade. King Geso tried to adapt, turning to palm oil production, but palm oil could never match the profit of the human trade. And because of this, the Dahomey's power began to fade slowly. After Geso came King Lele, who would be the last independent ruler of Dahomey. The Europeans turned their eyes toward full control of Africa. The French invaded Dahomey, leading to two brutal wars. The Dahomey Amazons fought fearlessly, charging headfirst into battle with courage. But the French were too strong,